for future business.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So I'm cracking up here because I should just like underline the defendant part here instead of signing. That's my YouTube handle. It's
Oh
defend.
really?
Yeah. And I think
Hey
One more
Brian.
packet.
Hey Merlin.
You're gonna be by all the blue stars.
So last night we had to post a $198 bond.
if I'm gonna keep getting in trouble like this, I'm gonna get a rubber stamp made.
There you go.
No, I'm just kidding, just
And
kidding.
no, none of the other bonding companies would do a bond under $1,000. And so these nice folks here at All Star Bonds, they they stepped up and helped us out last night. So, but now that he's out, almost 24 hours later,
Hope everybody's getting a hell of an education here.
yeah, we had to come and actually have him sign the paperwork. So after this, we'll go get his van, and then he can head up to Las Vegas Free Press's place and go see Emma, get some shut eye.
You want me to just put the post office right here?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And how lucky for you, like the Social Security office is literally like 2 minutes from Las Vegas Free Press's place.
She's like, it was a $200 bond. Just don't. They're hard criminal.
I keep talking to him like he can hear me, but then I forget that he can't hear me.
So to give you an idea of my hearing impairment, I can't hear what he's saying right now. I hear wah, 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 wah. Stuck in a Charlie Brown movie or something. I can tell because I'm looking at you, but I can't tell if I'm not.
What's the numbers? What's the numbers?
What number? Oh, this is just today's date.
Oh,
I come from working in a lawyer's office. Well,
I
that's
did.
just today's date, but I come from a lawyer's office where you always put the current date. That way you can explain the narration of it, when you
That makes
signed the date
sense.
and everything else. So, yeah, I was
it's okay.
an office manager for an attorney for 4 years. So. And I would never be doing it with blue. But last time I would be doing it in blue, so you could show them
Yeah.
photocopy or whatever. But
Prince,
you're
was
great.
there
Hospitality
controversy
is
when you
better
guys
than
were out there?
I'm also a former policymaker before I became disabled and human rights trainer.
Who's that, Eric Brand? Is that who you're talking about,
You
Noli?
can imagine my dismay as in North Las Vegas City Jail. Serious things changing there because there was one visit there to the City Hall yesterday. 5 hours before I was rearrested. Now we go there. now
Catman,
they're
we're
looking
signing the
at every
paperwork at
cell
the
every
bond
time
office,
they-
and then we'll get on the
they have this
road.
little beep beep with a barcode reader, and they walk around with a piece of paper. Right, and they go beep beep beep. They're supposed to go. Yep, Mike's still breathing. Beep beep. But what they do is beep 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 beep, and then go on break without ever looking in the cell. Mike could be dead. No,
Yeah.
not cool.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a right to, an appropriate level
Oh,
of
yeah.
care, no matter what mistakes they've made.
Yeah, definitely.
Today, on my return,
Haven't seen the
every
dog yet.
single CEO was looking in every single cell. So I don't know who picked up the phone or who or whatever,
who
but they
said
said
something.
there's somebody who knows.
I have mixed
what's
feelings
up
on
in
Eric
Las
Brandt.
Vegas, and y'all need to shape up.
Yeah.
You know.
Some of his stuff is genius, and then, some of his
That's
stuff.
fast or whatever the case may be, but it also
He pushes
reflects
the envelope for
explains
sure.
why I was rearrested so quickly. My wall.
Did he get jammed
was
up again,
15 feet away
Eric
from where I was
Brandt?
arrested, which means they could have cited and released me right then and there on that corner. I have a service dog. You couldn't make a reasonable accommodation for a cite and release with an officer's discretion because I have a service dog, so you denied my right to have my service dog by impounding, by sending me to jail
Yeah.
while you have discretion, rank discrimination. Vegas needs a little education.
Oh, bummer.
And I'm more than proud by
There you go.
However, I'll warn you as my bonder, it's not well received at first.
Yeah. Yep.
Sounded like he was talking about his case a little bit. So if you guys were planning on doing a Vegas trip, April 22nd is his court date. That'd be a good time to come out here.
He's chewing gum on top of it to make it even worse for me.
You're done. And there's my card if you have any questions. You need that? That's your court date.
We are going to be having a sidewalk fair that particular day. We're going to be having grade A hot dogs and hamburgers, and please, do come with.
Definitely.
Enjoy the fanfare.
Yeah, early would be all right though. We want to film
You're very
Northtown
welcome.
Cops.
Or Miss Google, I get it wrong already?
McDonald's.
Oh, I said McDonald's.
Yep.
Okay. And thanks to Susan, we're done and out of here.
All right, Kim, thank you so
Yes.
much. Get one of your cards and then Pablo's.
Here's my card.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, you're
Oh,
not
and
Kim.
then
Sorry.
here's Pablo, the guy that helped you.
Yep, awesome.
You're welcome.
Stephanie, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Where I come from, we say drive.
Grazie.
Italian.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right, freedom.
Power to the first, baby.
Power to the first. Next time you gotta have your bribe wad. You gotta have your bribe wad in your shoe or whatever to your $200 so that you can get out, right?
Say again?
You gotta have your $200 so you can get out. Like keep the money in your shoe.
Oh, yeah. That's for jaywalking. There are different schedules to being able to bond out. But yeah, that's exactly the situation. If I would have had the $2 in my pocket, I don't know why I did that. I would have been able to self-bond right then and there to walk back out of there relatively soon. You have to do the fingerprinting and all that and everything, and if it's really busy in there, it might take a couple of hours to where you fall on that list by the time they get to you, but you're getting out on your own. Whereas if somebody else has to come and do it, they got to go through all of this, which graciously and greatly appreciated Las Vegas Auditor has done on my behalf. And I will tell you guys, without the ever so growing family and support here in Las Vegas, I wouldn't be sitting in this car right now. So it's definitely about unity, and it's definitely about standing up for what's right. Now I've got a little bit of mental fatigue going, trying to keep a conversation with that young lady in there and not be blinded by that freaking 5-carat ring she had going there.
Yeah. Yeah, Noli, there's always going to be disagreement.
I do have one question.
But you know, High Desert, you know, he taught me that it's like we can all argue. I was kind of talking
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
we can all argue, you know, and have different ways of doing things. But you know, when somebody gets jammed up, you know,
We don't have to like each other to work with each other.
Yeah. Somebody gets jammed up, the community is there to help, anyways. So.
Do you have a singular?
Like for iPhone?
No, it's not an iPhone.
Oh, the C.
Android.
Try this. Like Android, regular Android?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, do this.
Awesome.
Actually, I got a longer one here, so you're not so.
That's a C channel. Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you. So it's funny, one of the CEOs in there, he's like, well, I don't get it. You can sometimes hear, but sometimes you can't hear. And I'm like, what? And he's like, are you messing with me? Everybody says you're messing with everybody. I'm like, you guys are all just a bunch of uneducated ingrates. I have auditory processing disorder, and I have a severe I'm severely hard of hearing. What part of that don't you guys get? Well, you speak so clearly. And I was like, all right, let me put it in the context of this. Somebody goes to Desert Storm, they're in a Humvee, it gets blown to bits, they come back home, they don't have their hearing, but they've been speaking their entire life.
Right.
Oh, I get it now. I'm like, am I really doing this remedial training in a jail? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
So like I was saying before, well actually we talked about this a little bit, and you were saying you could probably just get them to drop the charges, right? If you were to go and pull the ADA card and
well, there's some variables that are inherently askew in the whole situation, considering the fact that I don't know what other people could see what were going on as far as the videoing of the event, but they wanted to ID me first. They didn't tell me I was arrested. So I went first step first, okay? All I have to do is give you my full name. That's all I'm required to do. Then they went to arrest for jaywalking because they didn't like that I knew what time it was.
So yeah, you told them.
So they were more or less punishing me because I didn't want to just hand my ID over and be a bootlicker.
Right.
So then when they arrested me, I said, my ID is in the van.
You still identified, you gave them your name, which in the state of Nevada, according to this Hibble case here,
yep,
that's all you're required to do when you ID. You're not required to actually give your slave card and produce your slave card and hand it to them. All you have to do is give your name. Las Vegas Free Press.
Are we going to Las Vegas Free Press right now?
We'll go get your van.
Okay, van.
Yep. And so you're not actually, you don't even, Las Vegas Free Press likes to say, you don't even have to spell it for them. All you have to do is just tell them your name.
And that is my first arrest. She had my name wrong. She had A-double-L-E-N and all that and everything else. And that's where the confusion came into place, because I wasn't going to do her job for her.
Right.
Now, here's the thing to find out. Is to find out if it was Ross Dress for Less that had my van towed, or if it was the police department. Because if it was the police department that had my van towed, it's a big no-no, because I was in a private parking lot, just as my van was last night that they couldn't tow it from.
Right. Right.
So they prosecuted me through persecution by having my van towed, costing me almost $500 to get the van towed, rather than somebody like yourself being able to go there and get it. And they did double the damage with the whole Emma situation, taking Emma and all that. So we're gonna have to stay tuned. We're gonna see how it unfolds as we go forward. But it's definitely going to be a scenario that Las Vegas hasn't ever seen before.
All right,
who do we have up in here? We have Free News Now. We have Brian Johnson. We have Tasman, Roadhog Kennel. Good to see you, Roadhog Kennel. Merlin for real. Noli D. Hello, Noli. Robert Escobar. It's good to see you too, brother. Thank you for checking in. Prince Vegeta, News Network and Travel. Good to see you, brother. Foxtrot Tango News. And we're driving and moving right now. I just want to take an opportunity to give a shout out and a big, huge thank you to this guy right here.
Oh,
Las Vegas Freedom Press. Yeah!
How you doing, brother? Yeah, tell them that story. The ring story. Oh, you probably told that yesterday. The ring story.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, tell them the ring story, how you got that.
I think it was in my stream when I got
Oh,
out of
yeah,
jail and
yeah,
everything.
right.
It did in my stream. Oh, you want your guys because some of your subscribers don't know my channel yet.
I don't know.
Okay,
They're probably mostly.
so this ring here, and I'll try to give you guys a little view of it. If you see, it says FTW, and on both sides of the ring, it has a flipping the bird symbol on both sides. As I was exiting the jail, I was exiting the jail at the same time as another individual was leaving, and he was having a hard time putting on his shoe. He was an elderly gentleman, and he didn't have very good physical coordination, hand coordination. As he was putting on his shoe, he was putting his foot above the toe of his sneaker, in between the toe and the shoelaces, and he wasn't able to get the shoe on. And the COs got short and quick with them. I could tell by the body language and their facial affects, like there were better things they could be doing, and they weren't doing anything to help this poor elderly gentleman. And I said to the CO, I said to the man, "Can I help you put your shoe on, brother?" And the CO barked at me, and I looked right at the CO, and I said, "Well, are you going to help him put his shoe on? Do you want to be standing here all night long?" And then he looked at me all short and snotty response towards me, and was like, "Just hurry up, hurry up." So I bent down on bended knee and took off this elderly man's shoe and straightened his sock, pulled his sock up for him, and fixed the tongue and put his shoe on, and told him, "Stomp on this shoe like you were stepping on an ant, and stand proud." And he did, as slowly but as fast as possible as he could, and we were on our way. And upon getting out of the gate of the jail, I turned and looked back at the CO, and I said to him, "You would be best served to remember, no matter which end of this scene you're on, we are all our brother's keeper." And he looked at me, and he tightened his lips, and he nodded his head yes in understanding. I saw that gentleman a short while later at the 7-Eleven, and he gave me this ring, and it says FTW, as in fuck the world, with on each side of the ring, and it fit perfectly. Synchronicity.
Yeah, like I was saying last night, I hope someone would do the same thing for me. Probably have my time before long.
Well, I'm not saying I wish ever to cherries and berries. I wish to ever actually I don't wish this upon anybody, the getting arrested part and everything. It's not for everybody. And for somebody such as myself that has an anxiety disorder, the only reason why I say it is for me is because my anxiety disorder doesn't define how huge my nutsack is. Sorry for if I'm being inappropriate on your channel. But if this guy was ever in any situation, I hope that opportunity happens or is somewhere in the realm of where I can respond and I can be of same service and repay the favor. Wow. There's my ride, my rig. Hey, at least the second time around I got it right. They only got me. They didn't get the van or the duck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I just wonder why they were cool about not not taking the dog and everything. Probably because they didn't want to fuck with the paperwork or whatever.
No, because I had already said to them while we were at the car that I had already been down at City Hall and had already gotten my dog for free, that they weren't going to fuck me again on taking the dog, and this, it wouldn't serve them well.
Right.
And then they gave me the razzmatazz that if they gave my keys to Susan or you, they would have to search my vehicle and find whatever they would find. Like they were assuming that I would have something illegal in there. And I said, that's perfectly fine. You guys already did it less than 12 hours ago.
Right.
Right. I said, the only new addition is some fast food wrappers. Right. They didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Right. They just wanted a quick bag and tag and send me off. They didn't want to go into the car and everything else. In fact, they said, and this was a struggled part of the conversation. I thought the guy was going to stuff his elbow in my face, but the way he was leaned in towards me, that my car was illegally parked in a private parking lot. The property owner would have to call to have my car towed.
Thanks, Roadhog.
If my car was on the street, they more than likely would have had it towed at incident to arrest.
Yeah.
Roadhog, good night, brother. Thank you very much for being here.
They were waiting there when I got your van and drove off, but they didn't pull me over. I don't know why. Like,
almost kind of like they were guarding my van?
No, they showed up. It took me a while to find the key. And then once I found the key,
were they still?
And I got in there, then one drove up that little side street and he drove past and he turned around and he came back. He parked right on the corner. Then another car, and then I was waiting for Susan to come back, and another one came and pulled up next to him, like they were window to window, and then they were just sitting there, lights off, sitting there. And so when I left the parking lot, I
now
made
was
a
the
left.
call over with at the hotel by this time?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
They were long gone by that time. So then I made a left and I went around the building and back out to Las Vegas Boulevard, and then just headed straight up Las
Thank
Vegas
you for
Boulevard.
riding, for driving my rickety rackety. I know it's not the newest thing in the world, being a 95 and everything, but it's still rolling.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get off now.
Guys, thank you so much, and stay tuned. Vegas is still got a lot of work to be done.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.